been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
I'm so glad to say welcome to today's edition of Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM. Of course, this is Unity Trend and it's your program. Of course, we cannot do without you, and that is why every weekday, Mondays to Friday, we find it worthy to be here just to make sure that the platform is readily available for you. Today, Monday, is the seventh day in the month of October, the year 2024. And Iji, Adam is my name. Could be if you like, and I'll be just fine. As usual, we are streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. And then you can also follow us on our WhatsApp channel, the same as you have it for Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. And I have in the studio, as usual, someone whom I'm sure you'll be very happy to hear from him, regular analyst, Professor Povenu H. Bamayi. Stay tuned and enjoy our program, even as the question, if you have eaten, is coming your way just now.
Good morning, viewers and listeners. Kubi, good morning.
Good morning, Prof. Sir.
Have you eaten? Suda Makan?
Suda, big Suda. God's
viewers and listeners, Suda Makan, have you eaten? And maybe do you even have something to eat? If you're in other parts of the world that is not morning, then good afternoon and good evening to you. We're glad that you're joining us on this broadcast. This is Unity FM, and we're on the Unity train and heading to a fantastic destination this beautiful morning, or whatever the time is, wherever you are in the world. And this beautiful day, 7th October 2024, we are glad and privileged to be counted among the living. But I want to quickly remind you about your goals, your goal. How far? So far have you gone about that book, about that building project, about that farmland? How far so far have you gone about the music album you said you were going to release, or the marriage? We are already in the last quarter of the year. This is October. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Remember, as you pursue these goals, these dreams, this object, lot of opposition on the way. There will be a lot of hindrances on the way. But your persistence is going to break every resistance you face on the way. You will meet failure on the way. But failure is the other side of the coin that is called success. And the pathway to failure and success is the same. It depends on how you handle it. But failure is not fatal. Success is not fatal. Look impossible. But remember that even the word impossible says am possible. I apostrophe am possible. Impossible says am possible. Remember, I mentioned last week, it was thought to be impossible from generation to generation for man to run a mile in less than 4 minutes, until one day a medical student, Roger Bannister, said, no, how can it be impossible? Everybody said it was impossible. Even the medical doctor said it was impossible. The experts say it was impossible. That man is not designed in the way that he'll be able to run up to a mile in less than 4 minutes. And everybody accepted it for generations. Nobody was able to break the record. Nobody was able to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. Until somebody came on the scene, Roger Bannister, and said, no, I can do it. And he began to practice and prepare himself for it. And in about the year 1954, he broke that record and ran a mile in less than 4 minutes. Since then, after him, thousands have broken the record. The limitation was in the mind of the people. They accepted that it was impossible. That goal, that dream, that vision is not impossible. I encourage you, please soldier on. Go out there today, make a difference. Whatever they say is impossible. Remember, impossible says I'm possible. It is only impossible until somebody does it. Be that person that does the impossible. I encourage you, go out there today, like always. Be the change that you want to see in the world.
Very lovely, and thank you. This is the reason for which we love to encourage you on this platform, that do something about your passion. You need to be deliberate and spice it up with some actions, and it is only then that you would have it come true. So don't you give up on yourself. And one thing you have to do again, life means so much about how much you impact others. And so be of a good neighbor, like Hassan Garba will always say. So, and tolerate each other. Thank you so much for always being there. This is Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM. Once again, let's just begin with our waste of time. Teachers were celebrated on the 5th of October, and I will let Professor, on behalf of this platform and organizations, to celebrate teachers all over. Prof, sir.
Yes, you know, there is no greater profession than the teaching profession. The teacher is the profession that makes every other profession. And so, the United Nations decided to celebrate teachers on the 1st of October, but because it coincides with Nigeria's independence anniversary, Nigeria said, let's do our own on the 5th of October.
5th October.
So, 5th October being a Saturday, there was celebration across Nigeria. People were celebrating teachers. It is wonderful. You see, could be some of us are seated here today or standing because we had fantastic teachers. We had teachers that guided us, supervised us, taught us, inculcated in us discipline, inculcated knowledge that we needed.
So.
It was, I remember my class mistress, Miss Margaret, bless her heart wherever she is in the world, when I was in class 5. She said, Paveno, come, join the class 6 students in the primary school and write the common entrance exam.
Yes.
I said, but I'm still in class 5. She said, no, you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Go and write the common entrance exam. You know, and it was in those days when it wasn't common to leave primary school in class 5. So I joined my seniors and we wrote the common entrance exam. When we finished, I went back and continued my class. I was still attending the primary school. When they said admissions is out to go to secondary school, you're a student now, you have to go to secondary school. But I thought I'm supposed to go to class 6, you know, instead of secondary school. You know, Miss Margaret encouraged me. I went to Form 1. You know, in those days we do Form 1 to Form 5 before the 6334 system came. Because of that woman and other teachers that impacted my life. I remember in secondary school, those wonderful Indian teachers. Nigeria brought teachers from India because we didn't have enough hands. They brought, the country brought teachers from Pakistan, teachers from the Philippines. I was taught by Pakistani teachers, Indian teachers, along with Nigerian teachers. I was even taught French by somebody from Chad Republic, you know. And, you know, those teachers were fantastic. They were wonderful. Bless their hearts wherever they are. I celebrate all of you. And Nigeria celebrated teachers on the 5th of October. And maybe you're listening to me and you've not yet reached out to your primary school teacher, secondary school teacher, or university teacher. At the university we are called lecturers, but we're still teaching.
Yes.
You know, you need to reach out to that man, that woman that impacted your life. In fact, don't even wait for World Teachers Day every year to reach out to that wonderful man, that wonderful woman that taught you and set your feet on the right path in life. So we celebrate our teachers, and we want to appeal to the federal government of Nigeria, the state government, Plateau state government, and local government. Well, now it's, I think the directors of personnel management, the DPMs that are in charge, but very soon the chairman will take over. That teachers need to be properly treated. Teachers' welfare must be taken care of. The remuneration of teachers in Nigeria is extremely low. It is one of the lowest on earth, especially at local government level. Our primary school teachers, their take-home pay cannot even take them home. They're given peanuts. We want to appeal that teachers' salaries and welfare should be reviewed. There is no reason why teachers should not earn like the members of the House of Assembly, the members of the House of Representatives, the senators of the Federal Republic. Because the teachers are the ones that give birth to every other profession. Those people in the House, House of Reps, National Assembly, the Senate, if you were not taught, you wouldn't be there. So why do we neglect our teachers? Why do we treat them like non-entities? It is high time something is done about the teaching profession in this country. You know, a friend was in Japan some years ago, and he saw the way the Japanese respect teachers. Because, you know, when he enters the train, the person with him, a teacher, if there are no seats in the train, the people will get up and give the seat to the teacher, because the teacher was carrying an ID card. And he kept observing it. Everywhere they went, the teacher was well respected. In fact, they went to some places to buy some groceries, and the people asked the teacher not to pay, because the teacher had an ID card that showed that he was a teacher. He was respected. And then that teacher told my friend that, look, can you see that in our country, Teachers' Day is every day.
It's every day.
It's every day. It is not something that is celebrated once a year. And this is what we need to do in this country.
It's celebrated by everyone.
Yes. Because everybody was taught by someone. Somebody was taught. Somebody taught you. You were taught by someone.
But Prof, could it be that the Japanese teachers, you know, really look after the children, and that is why they earn for themselves this kind of respect? You know, we have in this country where some teachers don't really deserve to be called or even treated this way if you are to reciprocate their kind of actions in the past.
Well, those ones are few, extremely few. Those are the bad eggs, and we should not be using them as an example. Averagely in this country, the average teacher is dedicated, is committed. It's fantastic. It takes dedication to go and be holding a chalk. You know that in these primary schools, they still use chalk to write on the blackboard. Up to today, the public, primary schools. And that thing is not even healthy for your body. But they have been doing this for many years.
And some of them are still doing that today.
And they are still doing it up to today. It takes a lot to prepare yourself to teach. In a secondary school or university, you have to prepare yourself to impart knowledge, to the next generation. If there were no teachers, there won't be doctors. If there were no teachers, there won't be engineers. If there were no teachers, there won't be veterinarians. There won't be medical lab scientists. There won't be geologists.
Except that
there won't be journalists.
There will be journalists.
Oh, there won't be journalists.
All right. I thought there
was. The journalist was taught.
All right. Yes.
So the teaching profession produces every other profession.
I see. That's lovely.
And that is why we must treat our teachers very well. They must be well remunerated. They must be well given powerful welfare packages. Their salary should be, as if you ask me, could be teachers should be the highest paid in this country.
Oh, I see.
They should be paid more than medical doctors, more than engineers, more than journalists, more than bankers, more than those who work in the oil sector. Teachers should earn the highest salary in this country, and they deserve it.
Not to talk about their retirement benefits and all that. Again, some of them, after rigorous work, when they are retired, they don't seem to have what is due for them. That's another one.
My mother-in-law was a teacher for many years. She's been retired now for about 18, 19 years. She has not been paid her gratuity up to today. They have been capturing her, collecting data, recapturing details, promises upon promises for 18, 19 years. She has still not been paid her gratuity. And you know, the pension is just peanuts. Some of them are given 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 a month as pension. The one I even know that's the highest, 20,000 a month as pension. And it doesn't even come regularly. This is the way Nigeria treats her teachers. And can you see that is why we have not progressed as a nation? That is why we are suffering as a country. That's why we are still underdeveloped as a country. Show me a nation that treats her teachers fantastically well, and I'll show you a nation that is developed, that is prospering, that is progressive. But a nation that treats her teachers as the scum of the earth, as non-entities, that nation can never become a developed nation. That nation can never prosper. That nation can never become great. That is why Nigeria is still where we are today, because of the way we treat teachers at primary school level, secondary school level, tertiary education level. And that is why we're where we are today as a nation. It is unfortunate.
I think this segment will just be dedicated for talking about teachers. And then I think I'm not regretting, because we really should talk about teachers. When we come back, I'm sure it's going to be a review all through, because today is Monday. Usually we used to have over the weekends editions, and so it's going to be review. So our listener and viewer, don't be offended that we've not read out the headlines. Let's give it to teachers up to now. But Prof, do you blame this on the government alone? Because treating teachers, should it be the thing that only the government should ensure that teachers are well treated, or individuals and families, companies, private organizations too should have a policy with which, you know, the teachers are seen and given priority?
It is the responsibility of the entire community, the society, the whole nation, all of us. Because every one of us was taught by someone. Viewers and listeners, is there any one of you that nobody has ever taught you anything? You never had a teacher. You just dropped from heaven and you just knew everything. Nobody taught you. Every one of us was taught by someone. So it is our responsibility to treat our teachers fantastically well. We owe it as a duty. And that is why these private schools that pay peanuts to teachers, and they use them and overuse them, they are just, bringing problems on themselves. Because the way you treat your teachers will reflect in their productivity, will reflect in the students, will reflect in the performance of your school. That's why you see that in Nigeria currently, public schools are the worst on earth in Nigeria. Public schools are doing terribly, badly. They are the worst in the entire country. And that is why you see the average Nigerian, even when he doesn't have money, doesn't want to take his children to a public school. Especially at primary school and secondary school level. They struggle to take their children to private schools. Why? Because the public schools, the teachers sometimes will go without salary for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, even 6 months. No salary. And there is no motivation, no morale. You go to some of these public schools, you see a primary school, one teacher is teaching everything. One teacher will teach everything. And sometimes you go there, the teacher is overworked, he's tired. And so he just allows the children to just play and run all over the place and go under the trees and enter the bushes, and all that. Because he is not properly treated. The welfare package is not encouraged. So his morale is extremely low. In fact, the average Nigerian doesn't want to be a teacher. Because of the way teachers are treated. Go and ask young people on the streets, what profession do you want to become? What is your ambition? What do you want to become tomorrow? You will hardly find any that wants to be a teacher.
And if
in fact, I went to a secondary school.
Yes.
And what do they even call it? Career day. I don't think there was any of the students that wanted to be a teacher.
And if anyone wants, with the parents support,
with the parents support. The majority of them wanted to be doctors, medical doctors. Then some lawyers, some engineers. And they came in the attire of the profession that they want to become tomorrow. There was hardly any one of them, I remember, that ever came in the attire that wants to be a teacher. Because they have seen the way teachers are treated. That Nigeria doesn't treat her teachers very well. And so, it is not only the government, it is the community, it is the responsibility of every one of us to ensure that teachers are treated fantastically well. In fact, go to some nations. When you see the way teachers are treated, you want to become a teacher. But not in Nigeria. Because in Nigeria, we just treat teachers as non-entities. We just treat them like second-class citizens. And that is why we're where we are today as a nation.
All right. That was good already, Professor Provena H. Our dear listener, we've been talking about the need to celebrate our teachers, and we shouldn't wait until there is a day set aside by globalists or whoever before we celebrate them. It's something you should do every day. Be deliberate about it. And when was the last time you approached any of your teachers around? And by the way, it's not only classroom teachers, okay? At some point, your parents assumed the position of being a teacher over you. And so, when was the last time you deliberately choose to celebrate them? Thank you for always being there, dear listener.
And in fact, if you don't have something to give your teacher, I just call him and say, sir, thank you so very much. You taught me when I was in primary school. I celebrate you. Thank you very much. You taught me when I was in secondary school. Or in the university. One of the lecturers was telling us yesterday, and I celebrate with him and appreciate him, and I'm happy for him, that one of his former students in Equa staff here in Jos, today she is in the UK, that she just called him and said, sir, I am so and so, you taught me, you impacted my life. Thank you so very much. And she said, please sir, can you do me a favor? So he thought, a favor. Maybe she needs a recommendation. Maybe she wants to get a job or something, and she wants a recommendation. He said, yes. What do you want? She said, please do me a favor. Send me your account number.
Oh, my.
An account number.
You know what that means already.
And he was able to send his account number, and something fantastic for a lecturer. Something heavy duty entered his account.
Oh my.
All the way from the United Kingdom. So those of you who are doing fantastically well, why don't you do something for that man that impacted your life, that woman that impacted your life, that person who taught you, that person who was a mentor, that person who was a role model to you in primary school or secondary school or university or polytechnic or college. Why don't you at least, send something to that person to appreciate him. And if you say you don't even have anything, why don't you just call the person today? Not tomorrow, today. Just call the person and say, hello, thank you very much. You impacted me positively. I mean, that will make a world of difference to that man or that woman.
Thank you very much. As a commercial break time, we'll be back just now. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your tax taxpayer mansion. How was your
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking.
It's been so long since the last time we saw Mr. Politician, but this time it's Mr. Listener and Mr. Viewer. I'm so happy to say welcome back. This is Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM, the second segment of Unity Train on today's edition, being Monday, the 7th day in the month of October, the year 2024. I remain Eji, the Moon, your regular anchor. God's willing, I've been in the studio with Professor Proveno H. Bamayi, Dean, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos, erudite and public and current affairs analyst, the shock absorber to my humble self. He has always been here, and one of the things you always do is to make sure that you don't give up in yourself and don't give up in this country, Nigeria, because he himself believes in the greatness of this country. So together, let's make a difference. But this has to start with you. So join us as we continue. Its review segment continues all through the way, because Monday's edition of Unity Train, usually we try to look at issues from Friday afternoon, evening, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday morning. So let's see as many of these issues that we'll be able to bring your way this morning. We are streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Connect with us already and throw your comments. I have begun receiving text messages. In case you want to start drafting yours, send it to 0808-478-999 for text messages alone. Okay, TG News. This one says, my successor is a grassroots politician. Finai reveals the next governor of Adamawa State. Oh my, I think it's good to have politicians already, putting structure, what will work for them as we approach 2027. Delta State local government chair honors Fulani girl with an indigent award over her brilliant performance of Together as One People. I want to believe this is about promoting peaceful coexistence there. Honorable Boya doles out cars, cash, tricycles, motorcycles, food items, sewing machines, agricultural inputs to Adamawa constituents. Still on TG News, this one says Fubara demystifying Wike as APP clears 22 Rivers Local Government Councils polls. Another headlines, I am not thinking about 2027 elections now, but next generations, and this is credited to Mr. President. Oh my, I think I love this. Okay, let's have other issues again. Still on our national dailies. This one has a lot to do with you and myself. As usual, there's hardly any issue, Prof, that has nothing to do with my viewer and listener. And so let's see what we'll be able to take on today's edition. This one says Governor Fubara of Rivers State on Sunday presided over the swearing-in ceremony of the newly elected chairpersons of the 23 local government councils in the state. 3 kidnappers suspected to have attempted to kidnap the wife of a member of Delta State House of Assembly have been killed by the police in a fires-gone duel. And this one says Nigeria's electricity distribution companies have raked in a total sum of 887.86 billion naira as revenue in the first 7 months of 2024 following the tariff increase for Band A customers and improved revenue collections. I think this and lots more are coming your way, especially Benue. Armed headers occupying 20 communities. Reps member Ojema cries out. We can begin just anywhere, Prof, and I'm sure you are very strategic at that. So,
well, we have elections coming up on the Plateau on Wednesday, but let's visit Benue maybe before we later return back to the Plateau if time permits us. Ojoto Ojeme is crying out. He's the Federal House of Rep member representing Agatu constituency in the House of Representatives. He said 20 communities in his constituency are currently being occupied by herdsmen. The herdsmen have sacked the local community members and have taken over their land, according to him. And they're staying there with their cattle. unchallenged. Last week we said here on this platform that within 1 month, that Agatu local government area of Benue State was attacked 4 or 5 times within 1 month. The last attack, I hope it's even the last, maybe there's been another one. 2 soldiers were killed, the village head was killed, and 5, 6 other people were killed. 9 people were killed by herdsmen that came and opened fire. Because of the persistent attacks in Agatu local government area, this Ojotu, their representative, even went to the military barracks in Makodi and requested soldiers to protect his community. According to him, at first about 50 soldiers were sent to his constituency. But even with that, the attacks have persisted. These herdsmen will come armed, they will kill soldiers, they will kill the villagers, they will kill traditional rulers, they will kill anybody that stands on their way. They have wiped out entire communities. They have sacked entire communities. According to this House of Rep member, 20 communities are occupied now by herdsmen. Then you wonder to yourself, do we really have a country? Do we have law and order in this nation, Nigeria? Do we have police? Do we have the military? How can herdsmen come from nowhere and sack communities and take over their land and they're still staying there? And the law enforcement agents are looking at them and have done nothing about it. It beats my imagination. How can these terrorists be occupying communities unchallenged? I mean, somebody should explain this scenario to us, this drama, that they are occupying 20 communities and yet nothing is being done about it. You know, Benue has come under attack again and again and again since the days of Samotom. He has been crying out throughout his 8 years as governor. He kept crying and crying and crying, and the federal government was just looking at him. You know, and those attacks have persisted to this day that the governor is a reverend father from the same ruling party as the president, the APC. You will have said maybe Otom was in PDP, whereas Buhari was in APC. But now the governor is in the same party with the president. But yet, there is no respite for the people of Benue State. These attacks have persisted. This monster of insecurity in Benue State is threatening food security in Benue State, and it's affecting the entire nation because Benue State boasts of being the food basket of the country.
That's not just a slogan or a name. It's actually because of its role. It's likely to be like Plateau. Anything about farm produce, you give it to Benue as well, because I don't know well, but then that stands to be true. If this is happening and has been happening, then it shows that it's responsible to why you have it very expensive in terms of food items as a tease.
Benue is known for yam, especially. If you want yam, go and get a real Benue yam. I mean, those people, they can do pounded yam. It is their staple food. The staple food in Benue. If the average Benue man has not eaten pounded yam, he has not eaten food. But with this insecurity, people have been killed on their farms. Whole communities have been sacked out of their locations. And then, how do you expect to have maximum productivity from those farmlands when the farmers cannot go and farm? Where are you going to get the food? How will you have food security in the country? If farmers cannot go and farm, where will be the bumper harvest? Bumper harvest will just be a mirage. Because if you cannot go to your farm, then you cannot plant, or you plant, you can't harvest. I mean, that's why you see food prices keep skyrocketing. Even in places that are known for producing certain food crops. You go there, you'll be surprised. That is why is A tuber of yam is selling for 5,000 naira.
Some of this must be responsible, of course. Prof, how do we differentiate between the real header that we were used to, then, you know, with some of these that their activities is just like capable of describing them as terrorists? Because, of course, you might have some whom are hiding in the guise of, you know, these headers and then perpetrating all of this.
The real headers walk about with sticks. We see them every day. They're in our communities. They move about with their cattle and they use sticks. The herdsmen terrorists carry AK-47. So any so-called herder that you see with an AK-47 is a terrorist. Because the federal government has said nobody should be carrying an AK-47.
Prof, some of these headers...
So anybody carrying it, if you are not in the military, you've not been licensed by the government to carry, you're a terrorist. And that's why I don't know why our security forces are wasting time. You're seeing people with AK-47 moving about and they move freely and you're not doing anything about it. Even when the former president gave an order that you can even shoot at sight anybody carrying an AK-47, nothing happened. They did not do anything.
Prof, you see, some of these headers travel a lot, and then dangerous animals seem to also be there. I think these are some of the excuses why it is perceived that, or maybe they should be allowed at some stage.
Is it AK-47 you use for hunting or killing dangerous animals? Why won't you use a den gun? Why won't you use a double barrel gun, or at worst, maybe the highest grade, a pump action gun? Why AK-47? AK-47 is a weapon that will kill so many people at a time. If you are standing here now, could be, and I shoot you with an AK-47, another person is standing behind you, another person is standing behind you, up to 7 to 10 people, from the distance from here up to about a kilometer, all of them will be dead. The bullet will pass through you and enter the next person, and enter the next, and enter the next, and enter the next. AK-47 is a dangerous weapon. It is not to be carried about by civilians. So as far as we know, these terrorists are supposed to be civilians, or they claim to be. All right? They should not be carrying an AK-47. And they should not be terrorizing our communities, killing people with AK-47. So anywhere law enforcement agents, you see people carrying AK-47, they are terrorists. They should be neutralized. So we have some peace. You know, people should, these terrorists should be stopped from killing farmers and even killing the real herders. The real herders have been killed also. The real herders, their cattle have been roasted also. You know, one time in Sokoto, Zamfara State, almost about 3,000 cattle were roasted by these bandits, these terrorists. And that is why our law enforcement agents should do something and clear our forests of all these terrorists. We are still waiting for the military to neutralize Bello Turji. They are here to tell us what have they done about Bello Turji and other high-grade bandits that are still talking and still making noise and still making videos and still releasing messages to the media as if they're the president of the country. You know, these terrorists should be handled as terrorists. We should not joke with these terrorists, handle them with kid gloves. We should treat them as the terrorists they are, so that we can have some peace in our country.
All right, maybe away from some of these issues, let's begin to see, because it's just today and tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Rivers State had elections over the weekend on Saturday, and it was dramatic. For the first time, elections were held without the presence of police. And for maybe the first time in Rivers State, the governor, who is a member of the PDP, was supporting a different party, APP. APP seems to be like the party of Similaya Fubara, even though officially is a member of the PDP. So APP cleared 22 local government areas in Rivers State, while Action Alliance AA won 1 local government. So the big names were nowhere to be found. APC nowhere to be found. PDP nowhere to be found. In fact, they decided not to be actively involved in the elections. So yesterday at about 4 p.m., the executive governor of Rivers State, Fubara, did a swearing-in ceremony of the 23 local government chairmen and their deputies in Rivers State. So Rivers State have finished their local government elections. They have local government chairmen, their deputies, councillors, and all the other officers at the local government level. Soon it will be the turn of Plateau State. Of Plateau State. It's of course. The Rivers State drama is really unfortunate. The fight between Fubara and Wike doesn't seem to have an end. But it appears as if Fubara is really fighting back now to show Wike that, look, I am the new sheriff in town, and I call the shots. I am in charge. The buck stops at my table. So I am the one here. Because you can look at the local government elections. Fubara has had his way. He has had his way, you can say completely. His boys that he put in APP to contest, his boys that he mobilized, all of them have cleared the local government areas. And now he'll be working along with his boys. What will happen to the Wike boys? Now Fubara has put his boys as commissioners. He has put his boys as local government chairmen and their deputies. It looks as if he's consolidating his base in Rivers State. It looks as if he's becoming a strong man now in Rivers State. And it looks as if Fubara is becoming stronger and stronger, and Wike is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker in Rivers State.
And what happens to the political party? Because here again, their fight is dealing negatively to the political party, with which they would have helped.
It's really unfortunate because Fubara is from PDP. But because of the fight between him and Wike, and it looks as if Wike wants to hijack or is hijacking the PDP in the state, Fubara decided to show that, look, I don't need PDP to put my own boys. And he got APP. And it means that PDP is becoming weaker also. And it means APC is becoming weaker in Rivers State. And this is unfortunate. This fight is a fight that is doing nobody any good in Rivers State. It is high time Nelson Wike just remains in his Abuja and stop disturbing the people of Rivers State. Allow Fubara to run Rivers State the way he wants. He is the governor. Wike should stop saying anything even about Rivers State. He should stop interfering. He should stop prognosing in the affairs of Rivers State. He is the FCT minister. He should remain there in the FCT and be doing the good work of construction that he's doing. I mean, in spite of... he's doing a fantastic job in spite of his arrogance. In spite of the way he speaks with so much arrogance. Like an emperor. As if he's the president of the country and commander-in-chief. In spite of that arrogance with which Nelson Wike speaks, he is still an achiever. At least he's doing something in the FCT that we can see. So he should focus on the FCT, remain in the FCT, leave Rivers State alone so that the people of Rivers State can have peace. Because he's making too many enemies. Now, Asari Dokubo, the militant, has threatened that if Nelson Wike doesn't behave himself, he will deal with him. You know, when you have a militant like Asari Dokubo boasting and bragging and saying he's not afraid of death, he has learned to embrace death. So nobody can threaten him with death or anything. And he's spitting fire and brimstone against Nelson Wike. I mean, they're turning Rivers State into a war zone. And it is not a good thing for the people of River State. Nyesom Wike and your camp, please leave Fubara alone, leave River State alone. Your tenure has passed. You were once the governor of River State. You are no more the governor. Somebody else there is the governor. Please keep quiet. Leave River State alone. Let the political machinery be controlled by the governor of the state. Simple.
Now, away from, I don't want us to take a drive on Asari Dokubo, because this too is another big issue that you would want to. You wonder how people like him are still, making some of this noise and then, giving space to really say what they feel. Yeah. And each time they speak, it's not really to really help out in some way to.
No, the man is always spitting venom when he talks. Over the weekend, he said that one helicopter has been flying over his house. And he says if they continue, he swears by Allah that he will shoot down that helicopter that is flying over his house. So nobody can threaten him. So, this is a man that has been used to fighting right from his youth. And Asari Dokubo is no more a small boy. I think he's getting to about 60 years now. So he's no more a small boy. He's about 60 years old. And he's still with the same energy that he was talking when he was 25 years old. When he was hiding in the creeks in the Niger Delta. He's still speaking with so much energy. And he feels he can still go out and fight with this with the same energy. But somebody needs to tell Asari Dokubo that, everything has its own time. You were once a militant. Now you should be talking as an elder statesman. You can't be a militant forever. Enough of all the venom, spitting fire and brimstone and threatening and wanting to fight and wanting to turn the country upside down, when your interest is not attended to. You should become an elder statesman at this point and be speaking peace to the nation and be reconciling warring factions. That is what you should be doing at 60.
I love your message to Asari Dokubo, because actually you can't be a militant forever. You've once been fine. God has made it so possible that you're still alive and you have gathered wealth of experiences, and now you should be advising people the way forward, reconciling warring parties. And that's what is expected of. And I'm sure he must listen. He somehow should listen to you and then do the needful. Prof, I'm afraid it's time for another commercial break. But when we come back, we talk about local government elections in Plateau State. Dear listener and viewer, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your
Unity. Unity TV.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies,
It's lonely at the top.
And lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been.
Dear listener, there you are. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us. I am very, very happy because you have decided to be with us. And now it's time for you to take the lead. It's Unity Train, Unity 93.3 FM, in case you are just tuning on. And in the studio, it has been Professor Proveno H. Bamayi with my humble self, the anchor, Iji Adamu, the Kubi, if you like. If you want to be part of this program, you can just dial the studio line is 070-3235-3315. And for text messages, 0808-478-9999. If you want to promote your goods and services, you can also call me after the show on the same line you use for text messages. Let's talk about how we can bring you in so that you can talk about whatever service that you have that will be of benefit to our dear listener. Thank you for already deciding to do that, I'm sure. Now, we have text messages and we have comments on our Facebook page at Unity Radio FM/TVJOS, and the same you have also for our WhatsApp channel. I will give my shock absorber, Professor, maybe 1 to 5 minutes. So he talked about the forthcoming local government election in Plateau State, and then I start picking your calls. So let's have it.
Well, local government elections will be taking place in the 325 wards in Plateau State. on Wednesday, 9th October 2024. It's wonderful, viewers and listeners, that we have 11 parties that will be taking part in the elections. I think this is the first time in the history of Plateau State that we're having 11 parties actively taking part in local government elections. Another wonderful thing about this election is that the kind of diversity of the candidates is wonderful. We have candidates of all kinds, from the different religions, different ethnic groups, the different gender. In fact, I like the way some of them do it. If a man is the chairman, a woman is the vice chair, you know, things like that is fantastic. Bringing this inclusivity into the elections. And it's wonderful that so far so good. It looks as if PLATEAU know what they're doing, and we hope that they will not disappoint us on the election day. The governor has given commitment to ensure that only the candidates who won the election will be announced, and to provide a level playing field for all the candidates. This is fantastic. This is wonderful. Unlike what used to happen in the past, where the governors will impose candidates and force PLATEAU to announce those candidates. Even while we're on the queue voting, you hear that somebody has already won the election when you've not finished voting. This time around, PLATEAU has said they will do a fantastic job. We should give them the benefit of doubt. So we're waiting for them on Wednesday, 9th October 2024. The good people of Plateau, let's come out en masse on Wednesday, 9th October 2024. Come out fully prepared. Make sure that before you go out, you've eaten enough food. Suda makan, Suda. Make sure you've eaten enough food.
I just pray you would have one to eat. You have some.
And you've taken enough water. Make sure you filled your stomach tank very well. So that no matter how long it takes, you will stay there and cast your vote. If possible, hang around and wait for the counting and announcements that will be made when the votes are collected and counted. We want to also appeal to our electoral officers that they should be men and women of integrity. History is watching you. If you do well, you'll be celebrated. History will record it. If you compromise, if you are corrupt, if you rig the election, if you change scores, if you do anything amiss, history will also record it. And you will be in the hole of shame of history.
It has a way of affecting generations after you.
Generations to generations will remember what you did. So, you do good, you'll be remembered for good. You do evil, you'll be remembered for the evil that you have done. So I want to appeal to all the electoral officers, returning officers, everyone involved in one way or the other. PLATEAU, security agencies, everybody that will be involved in these elections. Please, do a fantastic job. Be men and women of integrity. Don't condone any criminal tendency in your area of jurisdiction. Law enforcement agents, please go out there full force. Ensure that no ballot box gets missing. Ensure that the vote of the people counts. PLATEAU, the burden of the people is on you, because you are the ones who have been entrusted with this work. Make sure you do it knowing that you are accountable to God and to man. If you escape man's judgment, you will not escape God's judgment. So make sure that Shishak and your team, that you do a very fantastic job. Ensure that you write your names in gold. Write your names in gold in the annals of history of Plateau State, that you conducted a fantastic, record election like never before in the history of Plateau State. And all the good people of Plateau State, please, Wednesday, let's go and vote for character. Let's vote for capacity. Let's vote for competence. Don't go and vote your tribe or your religion or your party. Vote for a candidate that has these 3 C's: competence, capacity, character. Competence, capacity, character. That is the candidate that you should vote for. The candidate that you can beat your chest and say, this is a man of great character, a man of capacity, a man of competence. This is a man that will give us dividends of democracy. That's the man you should vote for. That's the woman you should vote for. So as we go out on Wednesday, let's ensure that we vote the right candidates. Okay. And as we do that, we'll have a better plateau, especially now that there is local government autonomy. Whoever becomes your chairman will be in charge of the budget of that local government. All the millions that the federal government is giving every month to the local government areas, that man will be in charge of it. If you vote a thief, he will steal all the millions. At the end of 2 years, there will be nothing to show for it. Okay. But if you vote a man of capacity, of character, of competence, at the end of 2 years, your local government will be the better for it.
All right, 07032353315. Thank you so much, Professor, for always giving us such a wonderful submission. Tell me your name, your locations, and submission in 1 minute so we can have as many as possible. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle B.
Thank you for calling.
And every person in the studio.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Rob, I've been telling you, no free paracetamol. Take it easy.
Yes, yes. I think I'll help you do
Don't
that.
worry, I know where to get free one.
You see, Uncle B, I'm telling you, it's very, very annoying.
Yes, I understand.
But we have no any other countries than Nigeria. We'll continue pushing, but we pray it will be better.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Ike Kalu.
You see, the way Trump has been lamenting about this issue of herders and farmers. You see, when you refuse to do the needful, that is why you have arrived here.
Okay.
You see, from federal, state to local government.
Yes.
You have crazy rules passed by law. Up to today we are. If this law has been outdated, is it not right for review? They keep on telling us, you ransom. They don't want to do the need to introduce this thing. Let me tell you, Uncle B, I mean, that anybody who gets into this business will regret himself because of what is on the field. I am telling you, it's beyond lamentation. These governors you are seeing, they are really holding on to ransom. What are they doing? You hear the party law, we're granting open credit, doing that and this, and they keep on holding the local government into ransom. Where all these things are performing, you can see what they have done to us. If this local government has been having their autonomy, they would have been in position of what has been happening in their various localities. And tackle all these things. What are we talking about? The farmers are facing insecurity. The herders are facing insecurity. Today, if the headers, some of these headers, if they don't carry arms, I'm telling you, they can lose their cattle within a couple of times. Somebody will come and retrieve it from them. These are what we are seeing. Most of us that are opportunity to be working in the bush, we have to see what is happening. We are in a critical situation.
Yes. We are in a critical situation. Critical situations. Oh,
the government can handle it. Get all the stakeholders. Let's talk and find a way forward. And let's back the talk with some action.
Especially farmers and herders, because you know, children born into these things have grown now 25 years and then since you were born, the crisis all through this time. So you can imagine how the orientations, the understanding, how they perceive each other, it is really not good. So on Facebook, this one says, "Morning, sir. I am watching from Plateau State Bank, Shin local government. I don't have anything to eat today." Wow.
From Pangshin local government.
Florence Jidauna.
Somebody is listening to Florence. Please make sure Florence has something to eat today. Yes.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Kim Jong-un from North Korea.
You're calling from?
All
right. We have a comedian in the house today. Thank you. We have a comedian in the house today. That was fantastic. That was lovely. Well,
is that Mandarin, Chinese,
Cantonese? That he was calling from North Korea.
North Korea.
And that was fantastic. Yeah. And if you're a Nigerian, I think you have what it takes to make yourself a billionaire.
Yeah, basket mount, Danjuma or somebody, and make a lot of money.
Thank you.
On Florence, if Florence can send us her phone number so that people can reach out to her. You have nothing to eat today. That touches our heart. So Florence, please,
if you're there,
send your phone number to us so we can get in touch with you.
All right. Thank you, Florence. Hope you're still with us on this and you're watching. Do well to send your phone number to 0808-478-9999. And if you have anything for Florence, you also can refer to the same number, 0808-478-9999. Let's see how we can help out in this situation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Gubi.
Thank you for calling.
I'm Taruma.
You're welcome. It's Professor Bamwe today.
Continue to bless you. Professor Bamwe here. Good morning.
Thank you, Adeumi.
I'll continue to bless you for your
Amen.
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 Thank you for calling, Mr. Adeumi.
You see, this morning, my date is I want to speak as regards the River State police. You see, presently now, I think Governor Wike is gradually losing his relevance in River State. You understand? This is because you see major thing that some of our politicians don't understand. They always love to stand. If you feel a godfather to someone, can you allow that person to govern the state? This is the power of the governor. I think that is what Bubara is letting Governor Wike to understand. Imagine a governor allowing APP winning election and still celebrating. And you see what baffles me most is that the security withdraw all the security men, and the election was able to be conducted peacefully without any problem.
Without any
I think there is a lot to be learned from that. So on the other hand, as the election is coming up on the plateau, please let's ensure we put in credible people. Let's do the needful. Let's be good agents and good followers on that day. Please, let's vote in people out of our conscience. You understand?
Okay.
Go and cause violence and other things. And on the other hand, just as the PLATEAU chairman has already promised us, I strongly believe the election will be very credible. And the governor also has already promised that the election will be most confident. I've been seeing it from the governor doing a lot of things. So let us ensure we do the needful as the election will come on the 9th. And for Governor Wike, once again, let him allow the people of Rivers State to breathe. And you imagine the Governor Bubara said the jungle now is now mature. I think it's definitely now that the Governor Wike should not look for a way. Let them allow peace to reign, because no matter how you fight and continue to fight, it's better you come to a dialogue table so that you can move the state forward. Thank you, and God continue to bless you people for your good work.
All right, thank you.
Hopefully, Wike is listening. You may have planted the okra, but now the okra is taller than you.
Yes, sir.
And this is nature. The Hausa people say, Sarki Goma, Zamani Goma. So it is not your own Zamani. It's somebody else's Zamani. And the person has decided to give Action People's Party, APP, you know, that they should take over the local governments, and they won 22 out of the 23. And even the only one that they did not win, APP did not win, was won by AA. And there were no police. And the elections were conducted successfully. Wike should know that Fubara has come of age.
Prof, don't forget, at the beginning of this, how do we balance this? That nothing is impossible. You can break records. So maybe we can just see it as something to give it a try, in case he would just break records to this popular Hausa saying that Zamani Goma, Sarki Goma. He wants to have Zamani Goma, Sarki Tara. All right. Okay, on Facebook, still, this one is from Muhammad Tahiru Abdullahi, he say Florence Jidona. Okay, he's responding to Florence. I think I love the community here.
Fantastic.
Someone is already reaching out to Florence on our Facebook page. Okay, still on Facebook, Awal Meglas, say morning, watching you live from Dr. Damaraya Street, Jos. Emmanuel Mary Audu say good morning Unity FM, watching you live from Kampala in Rukuba Road. And another one, Nuhu Ibrahim say good morning Unity FM, how are you doing? Today Unity FM is a best stations in Nigeria, watching from University of Jos PS. Okay, and this one says good morning Kubi, Barrister Paul Zaruma and Professor Bamayi and others guests in the house. What I want to comment this morning about the local government elections in Rivers State. Fubara shows his own power on Wike. Nesom Wike now is nothing. Hausa men said may liar kiaye. Okay, may liar kiaye may zamani. I don't think I got that well. I'm very sad. Sent my congratulations to Fubara and the entire citizens of River State. God bless you all, by Jibrin Dawei Zalo. Thank you, Jibrin. Sorry I didn't get that well, but then I hope Hassan Garba is listening and will be able to help us to translate that. Oh, Prof is here, by the way. All right, in case you want to send your text message, it's 0808-478-9999. And it's good I keep reminding you that comments made on this platform and not the position of Unity 93.3 FM. So let's continue. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kubi.
Thank you for calling.
Good morning, Barrister in the house.
You're welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Now, who they do also?
My brother and our government.
Are you serious?
I'm so much happy for what happened for River State.
Okay. So, football has come of age.
What I want to advise my good people of Plateau State to let them go out and cast their vote to those that want to go, like me, particularly me and my family, not participate, because how will we sure that when you go and cast your vote, INEC and barristers will not decide who to select when we go elect. So my own advice to them should do that they want to go out and vote. Let them vote for personality, not party. Party cannot lead you to anywhere. Personality, who you know that can do work for you, should go out and vote party.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. A text message.
We encourage Kingsley Barnabas and others, go out and vote. No matter what happens, always go out, vote. Exercise your franchise. Your vote is your right. Go out and vote, whether they will count it or they will not count it, whether the court will decide or not decide, go out and vote. Who told you that it will not be counted?
By the way, so this one, a text message here. May your worship be accepted and your journey culminate in success. May God grant you the gift of truthful speech and long life. God, good morning and happy Sunday, sir. Oh, this one was from yesterday. And Hassan Garba, he continues this way. May God bless you and your loved ones with inner peace. Good morning, sir. Thank you. And that was from Hassan Garba as well. Bulus Homan Esther in Faringada. Good morning, Kubi, the professor in the studio. May God continue to bless you both for the wonderful work you are doing out there. Happy Teachers Day to the great teacher out there. May God continue to give you the wisdom of Solomon to produce good leaders of a better Nigeria of our dream. Thank you, Esther, for a prayer there. Morning, gentlemen. Christ himself was called Rabbi, and the Hebrew meaning of the word Rabbi is teacher. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam self said, I was sent as a teacher. Therefore, the best people that have ever set foot on the face of the earth were and still remain teachers. Ibro Eto from Rikos. I love that. That's lovely. Wow. Good morning, Kubi and the professor. Honestly, Nigeria never value her teachers, forgetting that teachers made them to be what they are today. Only politicians is a question. Anyway, he continued, Kubi, I have a question for banks. Okay, why have they subjected customers to withdrawal only 40,000 from the ATM? Is a question. Banker, hope you're listening. Customers need their money to solve problems. The banks should allow customers to withdraw the amount they want. Okay, may God, God bless you and Prof for the energy today. Amy Lungs from Agenge.
But sometimes before you even reach the 40,000, some of the ATMs will tell you you've reached your withdrawal limit for that day.
It's your money.
You have to stop, and it's your own money.
But is it your money? When you deposit money into your account, it is said credit. So is it actually your money? Let's
you know, you need to use this money, and then the banks are already closed. Like, you know, weekends when they're not even operating, you can't go in there, you know, and withdraw the money.
All right.
That's why some very wise investors don't keep their money in the bank. They keep the money to be working for them.
They keep the money working. All right.
Yes.
Morning, Mr. B and Professor in the house. The Prof have spoken well and did justice to all the issues being raised. I hope the PLATEAU will do the needful and allow the will of the people to prevail. They should not emulate other states' method of declaring the party in power. Plateau State is a fragile state. They should maintain the peace of the state. Suleiman Science Yusuf Street. Okay, I think I got that well. And I think the last one here says, we are enjoying your program. Keep up of the good work, Prof. Hafsat Umar Sabo Shuaibu. And this, we've come to the end of it for today. I apologize. Prof, we'll let you give us your closing remarks, and then we say bye-bye.
No, could be today is 7th October 2024. It's 1 year since the Israeli-Gaza war started. And we need peace in this world. Let's keep religion aside, sentiments aside. Let's be humans. For the sake of humanity, can the Gaza war stop? The war in Lebanon? You know, all these unnecessary laws of human lives. On all sides, we are losing. 2,000 Israelis have died. More than 40,000 Palestinians have died. Over 2,000 Lebanese have died. The war is still raging. It bothers me because America that can stop this war is not doing enough to stop it. And children are dying. Every 10 minutes, a Palestinian child is either killed or injured. It is high time that the war should stop in the Middle East. That war should end. All of us as humans, let's rise and speak out against war. Let's speak for world peace. And those who can do something, do something. Let's have some peace, you know, around the world. And as Nigerians, I want to encourage us, please, viewers and listeners, don't give up on this country. Nigeria has a great potential. And yesterday, we were taught to learn to bless our leaders. You know, somebody told us we should bless Tinubu. Some people were laughing, they are not happy. But God bless Tinubu, he's our president. God bless Kashim Shettima is the vice president. Let's learn to bless our leaders, to pray for our leaders. You know, could be Tinubu did something fantastic. When he gave GCON to the Senate president and Chief Judin Abbas, the same merit award as the Senate president, GCON, you know. So it is fantastic, it is wonderful. So let's continue to pray for our nation that Nigeria will become a great area. All right. So let's join hands together and make this nation
and don't give up in this country, Nigeria. Thank you so much for always being there. The crew who made this possible, truly appreciate you for your wonderful work. Don't forget, even after now, our community broadcasting, gas to be precise, is coming your way. So stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our program. From me, Kubi, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.